driving down the interstate New Mexico and you want to make that right turn to the city that you want to go to, and then you see, oh, there it is, Albuquerque. I cannot wait to go to Albuquerque. It's a great town. Albuquerque.
Yeah.
It was spelt wrong.
They messed up a little bit.
You're supposed to go on 40 West to Albuquerque.
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 I want to call it that from now on.
Albuquerque. I think it's going to be like that. Somebody took pictures and they're like, wait a minute, there's something wrong. What's it? The R's missing in Albuquerque. So it was Albuquerque. On the interstate to I-40 West, Albuquerque.
I've never seen
Whoops.
a sign like this that had to go through the person who ordered it, the person who printed it, the people who put it up, and nobody noticed it was spelled incorrectly. I've never seen that.
Well, some people have hard. I have to sing the spelling of Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI. That's how I have to spell Mississippi. What?
M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter,
no,
crooked letter,
please.
I.
No.
Humpback, I.
That's not how I learned it in my school. Crooked letter, I. It is a catchy tune, but listen, I think easy enough to make a mistake like that.
It is, especially Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Well,
How are you not going to see the R? I mean, that's a big word anyway, Albuquerque.
But I think I would have had the R in it, but I could see maybe some of the U's because there's like 3 or 4 U's in there, right? 3 U's, I guess.
Yeah.
I might have left one of those out, but the R, I think I feel like I would have gotten.
Hey, listen, the person who did this sign is not the only one that gets a word spelt wrong.
I cannot spell embarrass.
What? Really?
Or vacuum. Anything like with a double letter, I'm always like, is it 1 C, 2 C's, 1 R, 2 R's?
2 U's, 3
right?
M's.
Right? Like, is it VACCUUM or VACUUM?
Where's the E?
A vacuum?
Isn't there an E in there?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to throw her off.
We're in
I want
trouble.
to check with our producers. Jake, what word is it hard for you to spell?
Apparently.
Apparently, the word? Really?
Yep.
What do you mess up?
Pretty much like from the start because I have no idea how to like.
Well, it
Starts
starts
with
with
an A.
A.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
Ben's filling in for Ninja. What word is it for you, Ben?
Definitely. I always mix it up with defiantly when I'm texting.
Oh, that's easy enough to do.
Or leave the E out or put the E in the wrong place.
That is so crazy.
The English language.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I mess up every word, so I'm a spell checker, you know?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So we started thinking about those words that you so easily misspell because it's just tough. Like, I don't know if you saw the road sign in New Mexico. Literally, it was pointing the way to Albuquerque. It left off the R. Albuquerque. Easy enough. You wouldn't think that would have made it up to a road sign on the highway, but it did. But then you start thinking about your own words that you have trouble spelling. I mean, it happens. Human, right? 800-447-7234.
Deb texted, said, I have to be careful when I'm spelling among. She tries to add a U because she thinks the word's too short.
I get that because young, you have a U in it.
Right.
Among, you
Among
don't.
Does not.
What's wrong with that?
But she's not necessarily wrong because in England, you add a U to behavior and color and favor. And so the English language is hard.
Please.
Kristen texted, what about knowing the difference between effect and affect? So she struggles with that, like your and your, there, and there. I mean, it's spelled completely differently. It has different meanings, but it's like, oh my God.
I do the same thing. Kristen, you're not the only one. I do the same thing. I'm like, which one do I use here? I just don't get it. Then I have to Google it, and then I still don't remember.
And then
next time I have to use it. So Ruby is here at 800-447-7234. Okay, this is different. This is what her mom can spell. It's Czechoslovakia. How does she do this?
She would say CZ something real quick, and she never forgot them words. I mean, we'd have dinner parties for her birthday. Everybody'd make her spell it out, and she could spell it, and I couldn't even spell 3 words.
I love that she became a party favor.
I know. Mama, spell
cool.
Czechoslovakia.
That's so cool. Okay, the recent college grads, Jake and Ben, our producers, are here. Ben's filling in for Ninja today. How would you spell Czechoslovakia?
Okay. C. Say it with me, Ben. C-A-Z-E-C-H. A
S.
Slovakia. There you go.
Yeah. You were close until you got to the letter A. You're
Well,
very close.
They were, one said A, one said H, right?
Well, after H,
Okay.
they went to A, and it should have been an O. Slovakia. That's the way I can spell it.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Saw this interesting post on the residence page of the city that I live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rob and Liz, his radio. I'll just share a little bit of it with you. So they said, "Hey neighbors, I received a Walmart delivery today of school supplies, and they're not mine. And you probably received my contact solution." She said, I probably can call Walmart and get it all taken care of, but if you got contact solution, I got your school supplies, so let me know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So there's quite a few people that responded. Here's some things you could do. Donate it. If the owner doesn't come
That's
or
a good
anything like
idea,
that.
yeah.
Then the actual owner chimed in and said, "Hey, I'm the owner. Bunch of school supplies of Walmart, a broom, mop, and rugs." That's pretty specific.
Very specific
Right?
to help you.
Love to meet up for the exchange, they said.
I love that they were able to connect like that through the neighborhood little group.
I never ordered anything from Walmart. Okay, so the question mark that is in my head is, how was the address not on the box for the delivery?
Oh, so I do. I get groceries this way sometimes.
Not
They
that
don't
dude.
deliver in a box. It's
Not
almost like somebody
that
goes
dude.
and does your grocery shopping for you, so they have it all in bags.
It's like shipped.
Sort of like shipped.
Get it.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
there's no name. Like if you order food, it'll come in a bag and it'll say Rob.
So they
or
deliver
Liz.
it, and it's in the bags. They put it on the porch, ring the doorbell, text
And
you,
gone.
say it's there, and they're out
Right.
of here.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
makes sense.
So the same thing happened to me a couple weeks ago. I made an order and I got someone else's order, and they were planning a cookout. Like it was one of those
Yeah?
10-pound logs of hamburger meat, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, how was your cookout?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Shawn has a little store on Etsy, and what he does on Etsy, which is an app, you can go in there and shop for just about anything. He creates these beautiful benches, like artwork. They look like butterflies. I mean, they're just gorgeous.
We're talking benches you sit on, like at the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're typically, I would think the benches that he makes are more decorative to put in your garden. And so he got an inquiry not that long ago from a woman whose name is April. And unfortunately, she is one of the moms of one of the children from Uvalde Elementary School.
I remember that last year.
And
It's
so,
horrible.
just horrible. And she wanted one of these benches with her daughter's picture, her portrait, in the middle of the butterfly.
Really?
And to just be a memorial to her. And of course, Shawn gets this, message, and he's just heartbroken. So he goes on social media and he says, "Okay, here's this mom that has reached out. I want to share part of her story. Do you think we can help offset this cost so she doesn't have to pay for it?"
No way. Good
So
for him.
Facebook raises money, boom, like that, the people that are on his page. So then he starts thinking, why don't I do this for all 21 victims?
Get out.
Sets up a GoFundMe. I mean, the money came in like boom, like that. 21 benches he made
Wow.
with all of the victims' portraits in the middle to give to all of the families.
I get goosebumps hearing that.
Like, it just makes you choke up that he put his artistry out there to make something beautiful for these families.
The school and the parents and all those who loved these students that are not with us anymore
Right.
really love this. You can tell, right?
Right. Love his heart.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Keith and Martin are best friends, and they went into like a little drugstore that had one of these places that you get inside of and take a picture. It's like a little picture booth.
Sound like kids.
Yeah. Oh, they were 10 years old, 10 years old. And so they just loved it. They cracked up. They took, the 4 or 5 pictures that it spits out to you, and they held on to those pictures for years and years. And then they decided, you know what? I think we should do this a little more often. Like, we should make this a thing. So at 15 years old, they took another one. At 20 years old, they took another one. They have been taking pictures with each other in this same store. It's a Woolworth. for the last 50 years.
That store is still around?
Well, I think they may have moved in the last couple of years because I think Woolworth maybe is no more. But in the last 5 or 10 years, they are still taking the pictures, though.
Selfies?
It's the same. It's the picture booth type thing.
Okay.
That still spits out. So I don't know if they have to go to a fair now.
Really?
And get those things
Well, how
done.
neat is that?
How neat. They said, you know what? We're not spectacular people. I love how humble they are. We're not spectacular. We haven't really done anything much with our lives. The thing that we have done is kept this friendship alive and made it a point to get our pictures made with each other every 5 years.
You said 50 years
Yes.
they've been doing this?
Yeah, so they're...
So you see them age
Yo!
and get older together.
Absolutely, but you still see, that very first picture, you can still find those eyes and those same smiles in their pictures today. So I just think it's super cute.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
They're really good friends, and they like to play Frisbee. It's Rob and Liz. We're His Radio. So they decided to turn into the Forrest Gump of Frisbee throwing. And so David and Chris got down one day and said, let's just keep throwing it, and let's not stop. They threw that Frisbee back and forth for over 3 hours, 58 minutes. Almost 4 hours they threw this Frisbee. Back and forth. It was 12,345 times in a row without dropping the thing. They couldn't pause more than 5 seconds to assure that it stays in flight. And now they got a world record.
Yeah. And they really did beat out the last person who had this record because it was only 2,944 times. So they beat it by almost 10,000 throws. But I'm sorry. Like snooze fest for the guy that's clicking.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's actually keeping, okay, you threw it.
Mm-hmm.
Click, 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 click. Oh my goodness.
They look like to me they are maybe 8 feet apart.
Probably.
So this is not go in the backyard and throw the Frisbee kind of thing.
No, it's like a Friends episode where Ross and Joey have the ball.
Hey, what time is it?
2:17.
Wow, you realize we've been throwing this ball without dropping it for like an hour?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't watch the security camera at my house enough because I'm wondering what I'm missing. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, His Radio.
Oh, let me tell you, this one security cam at a DIY store in England caught it all. I mean, the cops had to be called. The alarm's going off. It's after hours. They come out and they see the culprit in action. And it's all over the security cam, too. You can't miss it. I mean, they're stealing all the snacks, the bird seed, and the nuts. And they tried to capture the squirrel that was inside that store. Literally, a squirrel got loose inside that store and got the nuts and the bird seed and then took off. And the police came because the alarm went off.
Well, they have to check it out and make sure what's going on. I wonder if he had like you see on TV shows, blueprints, where he has the schematics of the place. Okay, if I go in through this window.
He cased the joint.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
He was just doing a little shopping. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, His Radio.
Yeah, the original James T. Kirk, captain of the Starship Enterprise. William Shatner.
It's 5-year mission.
Dude did, his 5-year mission. He did T.J. Hooker. I actually saw that on TV the other day.
I forgot about that
I was
show.
on Pluto TV because it's a free, you don't have to pay to get Pluto TV streamed. And so there it was on. I'm like, oh, wow. And he runs funny.
He does.
He did. One arm does not move when he runs, but he was in great shape back then.
I didn't notice that. I'm going to have to go watch and see.
Oh, you'll see it. I think it's his right arm. It just doesn't move, or his left arm doesn't move when he runs
He
in
doesn't
that
need
show. And
forward momentum.
catches the bad guys. Anyway, William Shatner, 911, Captain James T. Kirk. The dude lost his wallet the other day at a fruit stand.
Oh, he was shopping for broccoli.
Yeah, he had no idea, but somebody found it, and they're like, no way. Look who this belongs to. And so they tracked him down, gave it back.
Can you
Not
imagine?
That dude. Not
you open
that
it up.
dude.
Does it say James T. Kirk or does it say William
It's
Shatner?
William Shatner. It's his real name on a license, It doesn't say Captain Kirk.
He strikes me as the type that might have a little something. Oh, by the way.
And so he did a tweet and he thanked the people for giving him back which is so nice.
He seems to be a nice guy who doesn't take himself too seriously.
Not that dude. Mm-mm.